Cool. Alrighty. We have an IP address. Let's see if it's up. I've been through like 3 D&D. Someone always moves and ruins it. That's why I kind of want to get an online one, but it's so much fun in real life. I want to find people to play with in real life. Okay, so we can ping it, so I'm assuming it's up. We do have a time to live of 63, so I'm betting that it is a Linux machine, of course. When are you doing that hot tub stream? I never committed to a hot tub stream. I said it was a possibility, but the problem is I have to redo my entire streaming setup to make that work. I stream on my PC. I can't very well drag my PC out there. I don't have a hot tub in here. My apartment has a hot tub. And by the way, I'd have to monopolize the entire hot tub for the entire evening. And it's starting to get cold out. So it's probably not going to happen. Just because I don't have the infrastructure to make it happen at the moment. Listen, I'm not making that Amaranth money, okay? I'm not making those big Amaranth bucks. Okay? I am but a humble upper middle class white male in America, okay? There's a game called Call of Cthulhu. Yeah, I'm aware of it. That's what the dice are for. I have Call of Cthulhu dice. You can't really see because it's... But this is Call of Cthulhu dice. By the way, you want to know what a racket... You want to know how much a racket those dice were? These dice were like 20 fucking bucks. For like 5 dice. That have weird designs on them. And yeah, I bought it. So I guess, like, but like... What a ripoff! Oh, like totally. We played the pandemic Reign of Cthulhu game. That was pretty fun. Quite difficult if your guys don't know what they're doing. So we are scanning here. We see 80, 22, 222. Let's go ahead and check out the webpage. Let's go ahead and start burp. Ippsec tends to... Hack the Box tends to love... Hack the Box tends to love its web exploits. So I'm going to go ahead and assume it's going to be probably some web-based stuff. What is that 130 on the right side of the terminal that is present all the time? Where? What 130? The right side of the terminal. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't see 130 anywhere. Now it's... Okay, well, it's not present all the time then, is it? God, fucking chat. It's present all the time, and then... Oh, it's not present right now. Almost all the time. Okay, well, now we're moving the goalposts. No. Just gonna go with a temporary project. That's fine. Excellent. Okay. We're routing to burp. And let's see what we get here. Okay. Interesting. So this is just returning some JSON auth. Is this different every time? It is. So some kind of an authentication token, I'm assuming. Interesting. So some kind of an API here, very likely. Let me look at the response. Uvicorn. What is Uvicorn? Let's go ahead and Google that. Uvicorn. So this is the point in the assessment where we want to Again, it's very important to look at like these response. Okay, let's set the scope before I forget. Scope. If we set the scope in burp, it'll keep it from capturing requests from different places. Or to go to like Google and stuff. Which I do not want. Okay.
A hunter must hunt.
Nightly City Netrunner, or Night City Netrunner with the 3-month resubscription. Welcome back to the All Has Red team, my friend. So sorry you got scammed by Cyberpunk, though. And NME35, thank you for the follow. Cthulhu Fountain to you, my friend. I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's quite a fun game. I'm sure it's a very fun game. So this appears to be some kind of a minimalist Python web server. It's not very fun. It's not. I mean, the graphics are amazing. Like, every time I see pictures of the game that aren't showcasing some ridiculous bug, the game looks incredible. Like, geez. Al needs that zap? No, he does not. He absolutely does not. Okay, so this is some kind of a Python-based web server. It's likely an API of some kind, but I need to know what other API functions there are. So can we go, let's go buster this. It's going to paste the HTTP again because I'm an idiot. Okay. And there was port 2222 open as well. I have not forgotten that, but I want to have some... No. Word lists.
A hunter must
sec
hunt.
lists. Maybe discovery. Is there like an API? Let's do web content. Is there like an API word list, I wonder? Yeah, there's a whole entire directory of them. API. Let's do... actions.txt, I guess. Let's just do that. See what we get there. Well, that went fast. Let's try actions lowercase. Nothing. We suspect, the only reason we're doing this is because we suspect it's likely an API. API endpoints, maybe? Run a UDP scan in the background? Okay, well, I mean, I could, there's lots of scans I could be running in the background. Let's just do Dirbuster. And then I'll run some other scans. Because Dirbuster will take a minute. Okay, do that. Slice this in half. /pull. Interesting. We already get something. So let's do a full port scan. Let's make sure we don't neglect that. I wish it didn't do that. It's fucking annoying. Okay, /pull and /result. Let's see what we get with those. And then task 0. I'm guessing this is probably an exit code. When you get 0 like this, this is indicating me it's probably an exit code. If it's 0, that means it's very likely it exited without error. So what is it? Is it under result page? Method not allowed. So we probably have to post to that. Let's send this to repeater. Change request method. Internal server error. Okay. Ethernet IP industrial protocol. Internal server error. Usually it's get or post. It could be a different type of HTTP request. I'm honestly not sure. Let's look at port 2222. Let's find out what's going on there. We nmap scanned it earlier, so we can just make a new pane. Less nmap. Did I not save it? Fuck. The one time, dude, I don't output it to a file. The one time. I almost always do that. I don't know why I didn't do it this time. I forgot. So it's SSH. So there's 2 SSH servers running. OpenSSH 8.2 with that host key. 2 SSHs with different host keys. We could probably expect some kind of a Docker container here then. I don't know why there'd be 2 SSH servers running. Robots.txt look juicy? Was there a robots.txt and I just didn't look? Doesn't say robots. Let's see. Yeah, I would say that looks pretty juicy. As usual, I always neglect the robots.txt file, dude. Professional penetration tester, by the way.
What are you doing, step bro?
Okay, well, we'll try the file implant. So I'm guessing that there's some kind of a file upload feature? What is this business? We're giving a, GoBuster would have found it? I mean, I'm GoBustering right now. Okay, well, this is an elf. So the implant must be the name of a file. Let's go ahead and download this. If not, I don't even know. Honestly, like, didn't this box just get used? Didn't this box just get used in like the championship or the fucking championship or whatever? I don't even know if there are publicly available walkthroughs for it. But at least you know I'm not looking at a walkthrough when I do stupid shit like that. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm doing it. I'm purposefully messing it up. So you'll know I'm not looking at a walkthrough. That's it. That's what it is. I'm just 5-heading you. Ippsec did a video. Okay, well, forget what I just said then. I haven't watched Ippsec's videos recently, which I keep kicking myself about that, like every Saturday. I don't know why I'm not. I need to go back to watch. I used to watch his shit constantly. I don't know why I put that in quotes.
Coward.
Lower the cost of Zap You Coward. Okay, well, first of all, no. Oh, I did it because of this question mark. Okay, well, I'm just going to assume. Are those the same file? I'm assuming so. Okay, let's just move. Okay, RM. Move index to, we'll call it implant, I guess. That's probably the name. Let's just like strings this first. Ippsec wouldn't put a buffer overflow in the challenge. Oh, come on. Okay, I have to pipe it into less. See if we get anything interesting out of here. Nothing. I'm looking for probably paths. Does this actually work? What do you mean by what do you mean does this actually work? We're just looking at strings in the binary. This is a very common ATUSH. So this is quite a large binary, it looks like. So it doesn't look like I'm going to get much out of it from here. Fuck it. We're running it. Seg fault. So it doesn't even run. Give it an input. Host called. Fuck. It's fine. Cthulhu. fhtagn. And it's I mean, like it's outputting segmentation fault, or it's giving a or it's out. ZSH is reporting a segmentation fault. So I'm guessing it. There are 2 ways to solve this box. Well, now I'm even more curious. Two ways to solve. Well, what we could do is maybe this. I mean, this is classic, right? Ippsec. You sneaky motherfucker. Look, he gives me this look at this. He gives me this gigantic file, and you're supposed to go like, haha, reverse engineering time. And the motherfucker like seg faults, and there's no interesting strings. And it turns out it's just a fucking directory traversal. You sneaky motherfucker, Ippsec. You sneaky son of a bitch. 3 gigabytes of elves. Now, unfortunately, what I'm not seeing here is any, like, user accounts. Yeah, I'm not seeing any user accounts here, I'm afraid. No user accounts. So... normally, I would try to, like, expose an SSH key or something like that. Tells me it might land you in a container. It very well might be a container. You may be right about that. But we have a www data user here. It very well may be a container. It's hard to tell. I'm trying to decide how I want to go about this. There's 2 potential avenues. There's 2 potential avenues I could go down to investigate this, right? I could either go. The thing is that from here, since it's going to be hard to extrapolate file names, I'm gonna have to fuzz it, which is A, not very exciting, and B, may take a long time. So I'm trying to decide which way I want to go about this. Yeah, like what typically you want to, when you look at the etc passwd file, you want to take note of users that have login shells configured with them. These are all service accounts, so you're not meant to log in via the terminal as like the proxy account or anything like that. If there was a user account, I'd look for like SSH keys and stuff like that. Here, what we'd probably want to do is try to expose the server source code. But I don't know what it's called, so it's probably going to be a test, testing for remote file inclusion. It's a Python web server. Very unlikely we're going to get anything out of it with that. Remote file inclusion is largely a PHP thing. Was there any PHP? No, it was just a Python-based web server. It's all Python-based. There's nothing PHP. Let's look at implant first. There's a couple of ways. This could be an entirely red herring. But I don't really like brute forcing stuff. So I'm going to try to reverse engineer this binary first. Strings. Maybe there's something to do with the name of the box. We do see spooktrol.htb there. I could just scroll through all of these, but I don't think it's going to be anything useful. What I was hoping for is paths. I was hoping for paths. So I thought there might be a path. Let's go ahead and put spooktrol.htb in our Etsy hosts file. Mostly what I'm hoping for is paths and functions in the API. I'm looking to enumerate this API, right? So my guess is this binary will have some functions, will reference some functions in the API. I thought Spook might clear it up for us, but 10.10.11.123. Spooktrol.htb. So let's see if there's any kind of virtual host routing happening here. Let's do it over here. Okay. No, it's going to be spooktrol.htb. Unfortunately, burp is not going to intercept that, so we need to add that to our scope. I wonder if we'll still get method not allowed when I go to, like, was it pull? We get nothing from pull and result. Method not allowed still. So far, nothing looks different. Oh, shit. Maybe I should run wfuzz again. You know what? While we're doing this, here's what we're going to do, okay? We're going to fuzz the directory traversal and reverse engineer the binary. We're going to do both things. Okay, someone's going to have to remind me how wfuzz works. All right. Because I always forget wfuzz's syntax. We probably want to fuzz for, is it tac W for a word list? Do not say ffuff. Do not say ffuff. Okay, you know what? Fine, we'll use ffuff. Okay? We'll use ffuff. Fine. Fine. You twisted my arm. We'll do it. We have 169 users. Nice. Our viewers. Nice. So I will bless you with ffuff. Okay? You're going to have to teach me the syntax, though, because I don't know the syntax. So what's the syntax of this garbage? I'm sorry, tool? What's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with ffuff. It's fine. It's just people request it a lot. That's all. Okay, we have examples. Fantastic. Okay, here's fuzzing the host's header. This looks good. Except for, we do want the colors. What is TAC MC? Match HTTP status codes. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we want to do... Let's find... The thing with these APIs is that It's you usually I typically don't like to test APIs unless they're going to give me some kind of a documentation for the API, because I'm going to go a directory up, because I bet you that Ippsec didn't put anything in the current directory. So let's go a directory up, and then we're gonna fuzz there. Is that logical? Let's fuzz the current directory first. Let's see if there are any files in the current directory. That seems to make sense first. We'll do that first. We don't want to filter. No verbose output. Fuck that. And then the word list. The question is, what word list do we want to do? What do you guys think? What word list should we use? I guess Dirbuster. We'll just use Dirbuster first. We'll go from there. Old reliable. Okay. And if we can try other ones as well. So we'll start by fuzzing the current directory that we're in. We'll work our way up from there. That did not. Okay. So we want to filter ones that are... Oh, SecList. So, SecList has a fuzzing. Of course it does. I didn't even think of that. Thank you. Professional pen tester, by the way. That's why I keep you guys around here. Tell me about that cool shit. Okay, there we go. Fuzzing. Perfect. LFI. They even have an LFI directory. Perfect. Huge sounds good. Let's do that. SecLists once again proves itself and tremendously useful. Okay, so now... Oh, God. Oh, it's happening because this is an LFI word list. So we'll just... I mean, the problem we're going to have with this... I guess... did this return a 200, I'm assuming? Yeah, return to 200. So we want everything that returns a 200. Like that. How do I match everything that returns a 200? FC for status code. That's why I keep you guys around here. So FC, do we filter for status code 200, or are we filtering... So everything that's a 200, right? See, this can't be right, because we were getting 200s before. FC can't be for status code. Like, see, we're not... Is it MC? Okay, we're filtering out. Okay, we'll do MC. Again, I'm new to FF. Pardon me. Here we go. See, now we're getting some stuff. I kind of want... I do suspect this is likely a Docker container. Etsy Shadow. It's probably going to return nothing. Yikes. Well, what? Okay, so it's not really the end of the world, okay? This would be a finding. With this, there's nothing, there are no hashes in here. It would probably be a finding, because having the Etsy shadow file readable is definitely a concern. What is this? This is the shadow file. It doesn't have hashes in it because this is likely a Docker container. This is very likely a Docker container, but it's telling me that the server is probably running as root. Okay, let's just do word lists, dirbuster, and I just want to let it run while I reverse engineer the binary. There we go. We're just going to let that run while I reverse engineer the binary, okay? So we did get one string out of this. If I run it again, is it going to... We still get a seg fault, huh? Is it calling out to anything? Are you really going to make me start up Wireshark? I guess it's going to make me start up Wireshark. Read the command line file and see the flag. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to read. It's a big file. So, let's listen on ton 0 interface. Oh, I need to sudo it. See if it's calling out to anything before it seg faults. Ton 0 interface. Well, we do see some stuff happening. Let's just pause it. I just want to clear it. I can't remember how to clear. I've done this a million times. How can I not remember how to clear? I just want to clear all of these. I just want to Okay, I think it's restart capture. There we go. We just want to restart the capture. And I just want to restart it right before we run it. Continue without saving. All right. Did it call out to anything, I wonder? Aha. Oh, no, it's catching my fucking W fuzz. That's what it's catching. Shit. Yeah, I forgot. Listen! Listen! Listen, chat. Listen.
What are you... What are you doing, step bro?
I immediately forgot that I was fuzzing. Okay? Listen. But we figured it out. We figured it out. Look, we figured it out. See? We worked it out. This is what hacking is. It's it's doing stupid shit, and then figuring out that it was stupid. Okay, file implant. Just use curl and pipe it to bash. Yeah, we could try that. Let's try curling it first. Okay, yeah, we can pipe it into bash. Oh, well, it's not gonna work. We can output it to a file. How do we can like do like to implant? I know we could probably have done tac O there. File implant. Implant. DC Lab with 1 tig old biddy. Thank you so much, my friend. Carlos Artman, thank you for the follow. And we're still getting the seg fault, so clearly that's supposed to happen. Do I not have strace and... I am surprised I do not have that. DC Lab with 1 more Tegel biddy. Thank you so much. Curl tac S. What does curl tac S do? Silent mode? Okay, well. You mean the... I think you might be right about that, actually. Yeah, it still doesn't work. Because it's bash trying to execute a binary file. Ltrace. DC Lab with another Tigol biddy. He just keeps doing... DC Lab with another Tigol biddy. Just keeps doing it. He's out of control. Okay, strace. Implant. Segmentation fault. What's it doing? So it is doing some stuff. So it is calling out to something. It's calling out on UDP. So it's making a DNS request. Right? That's the most likely thing it could be calling out to on UDP, is DNS. It's making a UDP socket. Now it's making a TCP socket.
A hunter must hunt.
DC Lab feeding me more Tigol biddies. Thank you so much. X Bruno with the 2-month resubscription. Welcome back to the All Has Red team, my friend. And then it seg faults out, presumably because it can't resolve whatever it is it's trying to resolve. But I tried to capture it in Wireshark and I didn't get anything. Maybe it's calling out on a different interface. I mean, I added spooktrol.htb. DC Lab with 100 Tigol biddies and again. My goodness. Thank you so much, DC Lab, for your continued support of the stream. You know, you can do Say It Live for that cost. You can, if you want to, like, say stuff. Business go. We're gonna figure this out. I'm 90% sure it's making a DNS request. I must be listening on the wrong interface, I suppose, for Wireshark. Sudo Wireshark. Let's see if we can capture this thing. We saw a domain. I'm assuming that's what it's... strings, implant, pipe that into grep for spook, spooktrol.htb. See, we put this in our Etsy hosts file. I guess we'll try listening on ETH0 really quickly. See if we... See, maybe it's sending them out on ETH0 for some reason. Stop. Nothing there, just binary stuff. Will Ghidra help? Probably. I'm just trying to knock out the obvious stuff before I fire up Ghidra here. It's not... Ton 0. We'll try ton 0 again. We're listening. And we don't get anything on ton 0. We are not getting anything on ton 0. Are you going to stream Sunday? As always, I will, yes. I feel like it's calling out on the network somehow. Like, the question is, why can't I see it? I've looked at only the only 2 interfaces that have any traffic going on them. It's nothing. We're seeing UDP, but we're not seeing any DNS. We would see DNS. Maybe localhost? I guess we can try that. I don't know why we're not seeing... There's probably something about networking that I'm just not understanding here. Let's just do any. Any. I didn't even realize that was an option. I'm an idiot. All right, now do we see anything? We still don't see anything. This is just UDP crap. No, this is stuff going over my network. Yeah, it's not anything. It's very odd. I saw it make... We can see it making a socket in the S-trace. Like... Like, we could see it making a UDP socket. Look. This is a TCP socket. But this is a, this is a, I don't know what socket pair is, but socket, this is UDP, which tells me it's likely making a DNS request. And we could see the text-to-speech doesn't even work. Yes, it does. It absolutely does. It has to be approved. It definitely does work, though. MacGyver, thank you so much for the 100 Tiggle biddies. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for your continued support of the stream. We could, I mean, maybe it's not making a DD. It's doing something over UDP, but I don't see it doing anything. Like, this is my host machine. My music stopped. Do that instead. Okay, mods approve it. I don't see it. I have it open right now and I don't see it. Thank you so much for that. That was... We really do. We appreciate that, DC Lab. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. You're not a mod. Go back to... Well, then approve the requests. I mean, maybe it's not making a DNS request, but it seems most likely that it's making a DNS request. I mean, I added this to my... I mean, regardless... Like, can I still... Yeah. It works. And yet, if I execute implant, I don't get anything. It just seg faults. I can't pick it up on... Maybe I have the wrong environment to execute it in? I don't know. I'm just running the base install of Kali. What's the track that's running? This is Metroid Prime. This is the soundtrack of Metroid Prime. I don't know. I can't really get anything out of this, can I? I guess we'll just fire it up in Ghidra. Ghidra.
My sprinkler goes like this. Then comes back like it.
So glad we have the text-to-speech. So glad we figured that out. We have the technology now. Thank God for it. Character count is too low. Can I turn it up? Character count is too low. You're saying character count is too low because you can't just make it go on for 20 hours. Like you can't just say something and have it continue for 20 hours like I've seen on other people's streams. And I can't modify it anyways. So tough luck, you can't troll. Alrighty. How does this work again? New project. Oh, right, I was reviewing a file for an interview a while back. Hack the box. What was this called? Spooktrol? Project name, we'll call it whatever. Or no, we'll call it it was implant, I suppose. Open it up. All right, open. We have to import file, I mean. We go up, we go up. Hack the box. Spooktrol? Yeah. Where? Is it this? I guess. Okay, it is. Elf. Okay. Yes, I would like to analyze it. I'll just do the defaults. See if we can figure out what's going on here.
The ting goes skara, pap pap ka 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 skidiki pap pap, and a poo poo pow boomskia, doo doo coo.
Thank God for these. This is really improving the stream. This is okay, is there a main function? Are we done? Where's the main function? Oh, it's not done yet. Is there a main function here? Main. Spooky V. Okay, so this is a big file, so Ghidra's taking a little while to analyze it. It looks like main just calls a single function and then it exits. We're looking at that function now, Spooky V. Got a lot of variables being declared. Are those Gunnars? They are Gunnars, yes. I've had them for quite a while. When you stare at a computer screen all day, they do tend to help. So there's a lot going on here. Bogus code to mislead us? Probably. My guess is that a lot of this is just garbage. This is content. This is what content is. Okay, so chances are all of this is just garbage to throw us off. So finding the one, like the relevant parts of this code might be a little bit tricky. Okay, has anyone done this box? Presumably someone watched this box on stream. Presumably someone watched this on stream, didn't they? Let's go ahead and fuzz this again. We didn't get anything before. We probably want to look for Python files, though. Can we can we add extensions on? Can we add extensions onto the end? Is there like attack X like in GoBuster? Does anybody know? There is attack X, but it's for proxy URL. How do I add a file extension onto the end? Does anybody know how to add a file to add .py onto the end of everything in DirBuster? I thought the Cobalt Strike license was expensive until I saw the IDA Pro cost with different compiler mode. Jesus. Yeah, tools get pretty expensive. They get pretty expensive. Does anybody know how to do this? Probably just add py after fuzz.
Banana, nana,
that would
nana,
make sense.
Banana, 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 nana.
Well, we are having fun now, aren't we? I want to know what the server is doing. You can use TAC recursive. Has anyone done this box or seen it done? Is it TAC E? Where's TAC E? Comma separate. Extends the fuzz. That looks better. We'll do that. This looks ugly. So if we add TAC E pi, I want to know what the Python server is doing. So we'll do that. My concern is that it's not supposed to segfault. I don't think the binary is actually running. I think it's just erroring out. There's something in my environment that's breaking it. Let's try this. I wonder... See, this is a different error. This is a different error. This is not a seg fault. I mean, it's still errors, but this is a different thing. So, something in my Kali is breaking this. How interesting. Okay, I don't suppose I can ping the Hack the Box network from here? I almost certainly cannot. But we're going to try it anyways, just for... I don't even have ping. I don't even... Okay. I don't need sudo. Oh, I don't even have any packages. This is just a Docker container. What was Docker shell here? I just started an Ubuntu Docker container to try to run this binary. We're getting a different error here. Something in this... I mean, yeah, APT update will do the thing, obviously. But I don't think it's going to... I don't think it's going to be able to reach the Hack the Box network anyways. I have basically no hopes of that. We'll just do that one. Okay. If I run it in the Docker container, it gives me a different error. It's still errors, but it's a different error. I'll be goddamned, I can reach it. Holy shit. Okay, well... I don't know what Docker is doing to make that work, but I'm not complaining. Get Vim installed. Is your Docker container? It is set up. I have this. It can reach. It can reach the open internet. It can reach the open internet when I do this. I didn't think it would go through the VPN though, but it turns out it is. So that works for me. Sudo. Let's vim etc hosts. So again, we're inside of a Docker container here. Because my Kali is... It is not... the executable is not working on my Kali. And I am tired of it not working. So... What was it? Spooktrol? .htb? Let's see if we get anything there. Well, we should be able to capture it in Wireshark now, should we not? Let's actually... Let's just comment this out really quickly. And we're going to do it without the... without that. And let's run it. Okay, we did get an error. Do we see anything
Fairy
different?
tale it is. Furry fury fur. Got it or not? Like I said, it's furry fury furonda. Still not let.
I don't even know what that was. Okay. Restart. Stop. So we get UDP, a whole bunch of UDP. This is a request. Internal server error. File index 188. So it's reaching out to index 180. How interesting. Okay. This should give an internal server error. Yeah, it does. But we now see its traffic, right? What's interesting is I'm not seeing DNS. I see a lot of we now see it reaching out for a lot of files here. What are the odds the box is broken? I don't think the box is broken. I think my Kali is just behaving strangely. Might be time to renew it. GoPro with the huge raid. Thank you so much, GoPro. Welcome to your viewers. How was your stream, my friend? We do have tools, too. We have a whole bunch of files here that we can see it browsing for. Another internal server error. Let's just follow TCP stream. Or HTTP stream. Internal server error. Oh, shit. I just closed out of Wireshark. Fuck. WFuzz? Oh my god, am I really still... God damn it, I am running WFuzz. Ah. I'm doing the thing again. What? I did... The same thing I did before.
What are you doing, step bro?
God damn it. Fuck. Why do I keep making the same mistake over and over again? Okay. Start Wireshark again. Let's listen on ton 0. Let's see if we get anything. Let's try maybe Docker 0. Let's just do any. Aha! Stuff! Okay, we're seeing stuff. Okay. Okay, stuff! Alrighty, we see a DNS request. We see a DNS... So this is... I told you it was a DNS request, okay? I told you it was. I told you it's calling out on DNS. For spooktrol.htb. So we do add this to our Etsy hosts file. We should get something. All right. Let's restart the capture. Oh, see, now we're getting stuff. Now stuff is happening, chat. Look at this. Okay. No tasks. So it's looking for tasks, I'm assuming? Shit does happen. That is true. Let's do Stream Raiders pretty quickly. We'll quit out of this. We'll stop the capture. All right, so we're looking at the HTTP stream here. Can we make this bigger? I don't think I can make this any bigger. So this is the HTTP. These are the HTTP requests that were used by the implant. Okay, so the first thing it does is it calls out for the red is the implant's request, and the blue is the reply from the server. Does that make sense? So the first thing it's doing is it's getting root. And remember, when we browse to the root directory here, what we get is an auth token. We get an auth token here. And then it's calling out to hostname equals whatever. It must be generating this hostname string somehow. It replies with task 0. This hostname string is like the... It must be generating a randomized hostname string like with Empire. Empire does that as well. So it's probably generating a randomized hostname string for my host. And the server then replies task 0. And then it gets poll /poll, and it uses this authentication token as the cookie throughout. And then the server replies with a bunch of stuff. Okay, so it's running a who am I command. So it does the server replies, or at least the implant is sending a request saying that it's saying it's running as root. This must be the task number, and it's running as root. So it's running a who am I command. On my machine. It's not running it on the target. Let me get some water really quickly. I'm thirsty. I'll be right back. Alrighty. Alrighty. So I'm thinking where I want to go from here. The /poll seems the most interesting. Knowing what we know now, is this going to make any more sense? So this is probably heavily obfuscated, and that's why it's doing a bunch of garbage. But let's see if we can make any sense of it. Decrypt XOR function. So what I'm doing here is it's doing a XOR. It's probably XOR'd some stuff to obscure some strings. Would be my guess. How do I go back? I just want to go back to the main function. Let's just return. It's not going to bring me back. Come on, bring me back. Okay, spooky function. In the top left, there's an arrow. Oh, there is an arrow. Good call. It's been a little while since I've been in Ghidra. Any hard-coded strings? We found one string. At least that was interesting. We don't have any hard-coded strings here that I can see. At least we're not... Like, is there a way that I can show strings? Is there a way that I can just view all strings? The left is the actual assembly instructions. The left is this is just the disassembly. The strings command? Well, yeah, I can do the strings. I obviously can run the strings command. Search for strings. That's what we want. Minimum length 5, I guess. We did that before, and it was there was too large. Okay, so we do have some strings here. Yeah, the right is the... So the left in Ghidra, this is just the assembly instructions. These are the raw bytes of the file that it translated into assembly. And it marks function calls for you. On the right is Ghidra's attempt at reconstructing the source code. But this is probably written in a lower level language. It's probably either C or C++. So it's questionably, obviously it's coming out as mostly gibberish. It looks like there's quite a bit of functions that it can do. It's definitely C++. How can you tell? Out of curiosity, how can you tell? Is there a way you can tell with C++? Sarsec? It looks obfuscated. It's probably obfuscated. The STD : where? I'm trying to learn here. Like, I'm not the best at reverse engineering. We're learning together. Oh, right here. Okay, so this is a C++ism. Okay. And CTOR. Okay. All right, so it's C++. Again, I'm learning too. Let's see. Timed out. Internal error. Out of memory. Looks like this does some FTP stuff. I'm out of here, folks. Hey, have a good night, Nubsuki Nut. So it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get really just about anything out of here. I mean, we're going to get something out of this file eventually. It's just, it looks like it's obfuscated. So it's doing a bunch of garbage. This looks like... Wonder if you're even supposed to reverse this. It's possible we're not. Like, this was a competition thing, right? Like, this seems like a little bit much to do, like, on stream or whatever. But... maybe I'm just bad at reverse engineering. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. We're learning. I like it so far. We're learning. Everyone just be patient. This is what you're here for, right? You're here for the molding. This is what we're here for. We're learning today. This is Cthulhu Thursday. We're adding brain wrinkles. This is hard, okay? Listen. This is hard. You guys asked for hard. This is hard. Okay? Yeah, I thought it was more web-focused. It could be that I'm going the wrong route. It could be that there's supposed to be a different route. Okay? I don't know what the route is. I haven't done the box. I've never done the box. But the good news is that you fuckers keep asking for reverse engineering. Well, now you're getting it. You're welcome. This is pod racing, chat. This is the pod racing.
Now this is pod racing.
So, Don't tell me. I don't expect to hear. Hey, can we get some reverse engineering for like 3 months after this? Okay? At least 3 months. Because this is reverse engineering. In my defense, I never asked for... Oh my god, it's one of the most common things that people ask for. And then I'll do one where I have to pull apart a Java file and figure out how it works and stuff. We did like You're in a Cave a while back. And I was like, well, we did You're in a Cave when people ask for reverse engineering. And they're like, oh, that's not reverse engineering. Like, people just have different definitions for what constitutes reverse engineering. Guess what? If you've got Ghidra open, there's no way it's not reverse engineering by any definition. MacGyver with 100 Tiggle biddies. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. What other functions are being called here? This decrypt Zor is interesting. But I suspect it's just there's something like encoded, but not really anything useful. I don't know if it's useful or not. Like, what is being fed to it? Okay, so it's setting local 408. Just trying to see what's being decoded here. So local 408 is declared up here, but it's not hard set to anything. All right, what else is being called? I don't want to tunnel on this decrypt Zor business. Stop. Decrypt Zor. It's trying for some stuff. It's testing some stuff. Looks like a freaking loop. Oh, it's obviously it enters an infinite loop. Because it's looking for because it's looking for tasks on a loop. Here's another call. Yeah, this is the next function call. So let's take a look at this function call. And again, fellas, this is reverse engineering, okay? This is, it's laborious, it's painful, and it's going to take a little while. So we're just going to work our way through this. The disassembly is not going to be perfect. That's just the nature of things. Yeah. We're trying to see what the functions do, and eventually, hopefully, we'll find a function which is relevant. Running get host name. It's going to do that every so often. I just want to see the first. Again, we're trying to figure out what this is doing. Get host name seems to be... I mean, I'm going to assume it's getting the host name of my machine. So, yeah, here you go. That must be what this is doing. Maybe not. No. Here's the uname. This is the DNS request. Maybe look for strings in the JSON parser. We could certainly try that, but we're probably... No, this is where it starts doing the HTTP requests. Here's all the HTTP. This is all the HTTP requests. Okay. So what is this get host name doing? I don't know if it's relevant. It's probably getting either the host name of my local machine or... Oh, get host... It's calling out to question mark host name here. So it must be generating that randomized host name that we saw. It must be generating this randomized host name that we saw right here. We saw that in Wireshark. It must be generating this. That must be what get host name is doing. Okay, progress. Again, this is a laborious process where we're figuring out what this binary does. Did you ever get anything else with ffuff? I stopped it again because... What about subdomains? We could try for subdomains. Like, there's so much we could potentially look at. I guess now that we're not running... I stopped Wireshark, right? The problem is I keep forgetting. I keep trying to use Wireshark and fuzzing at the same time, and that's obviously smoothbrain. So... You guys have to remind me. We didn't get anything with this. You know what? We're just going to go up a directory. We're not finding anything in that directory. Let's go up a directory and see if there's anything more. Okay, so we'll run that. And right away we get something. Okay, so we get server.py up a directory. File management. Server.py. Yes, I would love to save that file. I would love to save it. I would just love to save that file. Let's see what we have here. We could put the Python file into Ghidra. Where the fuck did I save it? Are you kidding me? Server. I saved it. Save file. What's the Oh, it's called... What is it called? Okay. I don't know why it's called that. Well, that's not terribly helpful. App.main. So there's probably an app.py as well, huh? Fuck. App.main. App? Is the file called app.main? I feel like I should know this better than I do. Okay, is the folder called app? Main.py? Aha! Ha 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 ha! Fucking Ippsec. I'm on to you now. I'm on to you now, you son of a bitch. Okay, here we go. Alright, we're gonna get it. We're gonna move. Was it E? Was it the E one? Put it up in Ghidra. Ah, the disassembly. Okay, so now we have the source code of the application. Excellent. Okay, source code of the application. Cosmonaut says no. What are you saying no for? Hope everything's going well. Smooth brain. Hi, I've missed this stream. Good to see you. Too big to flail. M. Jewel, thank you for the follow. Cthulhu Fountain to you, my friend. Slightly easier to read than the elf. Indeed. Indeed. We do see a file upload. But this is a Python server, so I'm not sure what a file upload gets us. I guess uploading a file, if we can upload a file to via directory traversal to like an SSH key. So let's look at this. Don't be scared of code. Don't be scared. Lazy auth, return a number divisible by 42 and make it look like MD5 sum. What? But why 42? Is he just a... Is Ippsec a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fucking fan? We do know that the... we could probably write an SSH key. My thought is we can write an SSH key. There are 2 SSH servers, if you guys remember. But we can probably write an SSH key if we can figure out how. So yeah, what they're... He's making it look like a hash. So what's happening is every time you browse here, what's happening here is it's generating a random number between this and 999999, and then he's multiplying it by 42. He's just making sure that he gets a number that's divisible by 42, which I'm assuming is a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the answer to the life, the universe, and everything. So is all it's checking for, I think, with the cookie, is if the cookie is divisible by 42. Like, it literally doesn't matter what this has in it. But if we add this to our cookies, storage, we can add a cookie. What the hell? Add a cookie. Do it. Why? I don't know why it's not doing it, chat. Okay, well, I don't know why I can't add a cookie here. That's very odd. Am I doing something wrong here? I should be able to add a cookie here. Yeah, I still have burp open, but that shouldn't matter. I mean, I can obviously add a cookie to burp. That's not a problem. Like, so if we curl So let's curl tac x get. Because we're probably going to be changing that. Spooky troll. What was it? Poll? Was it was that? That's what it was called, right? Spooky troll? Wasn't it? Spooktrol. Spooktrol. My bad. Spooktrol. Sayi04. Thank you for the follow. Okay. What about result? Method not allowed. Okay, so we can add, how do we add a cookie to curl? How do we, I can't remember how to add a cookie. And curl. Tac header. Oh, so it's I have to add it as a header. I thought there was a separate. Tac h. Cookie. Auth equals this. Like that. Can I have it use a proxy? Can I do that? That actually does seem to have worked. Did that work? No. Tac proxy basic. No, I just want to do tac proxy. How do I get curl to use a proxy? God fucking damn it. I'm just trying to proxy my request to make sure that it's going through the way that I expect. Yeah, I did this. Oh, it's HTTP. Like that. Did that work? But it did not add the header. It seems like it's working, but it's not adding the header. Yeah, it's definitely working, but it's not there's no header. It's tac cookie. Oh. Why do I even listen to chat anymore? Tac cookie. Hopefully that's the correct syntax. Okay, now it gives a whole bunch of crap. What did burp? Burp returns an error, it looks like. I did tac H. Didn't work, look. Did not work. I mean, the proxy is working. I still have tac... Oh, I do still have tac H. Good call. Good call. Okay, let's see if that worked. Gonna add the header now? Still didn't add the header. There's no cookie. No cookie. Why didn't it add the cookie? Oh, I'm looking at the response.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, step bro?
What am I even doing today, dude? Like, honestly, what the fuck is happening? Like, I keep doing this stupid shit. Kindergarten kitten! You're just gonna... Never even seen you in chat before, I don't think. And you're just gonna come in here and tell me to stop molding. The first time you ever respond. You are... I'm not going to ask what you're doing in the kindergarten, okay? I'm not going to ask what you're doing there. It's best that we not ask these things. Listen, I knew it the whole time. I knew the whole time I was looking at the response, okay? I knew the whole time. Okay, so we have the, Alright, so we have that working like we'd expect. What did it look like in Wireshark? This guy's sending a post to result with this cookie. So let's try that. Let's try emulating that. What the hell did I do with my curl command? Oh, here it is. So post to we'll send a post request. Post to /result. We're emulating the traffic. We're seeing if we can play with the C2 server a little bit. And it did not reply. Internal server error. If I could contribute to Zap, I would. I upped it. I'll bring it back down, but somebody said they almost had Zap right before the stream started, so I upped it as a joke. Sai04 and V1337, thank you for the follows. Cthulhu fought into you, my friend. So it's giving an internal server error. We'll give it data. We need to give it post data. So we'll do that. Tac data. We'll give it the same data that this one did. So this is the result of a command that's being run. The simulation... it's being simulated that it's running the whoami command, and then the result is root. And we get null back. So this is expected behavior. All right, cool. So we figured out how to play with the web server with curl. Let's look back at this here. Let's open it in Vim so we get coloration, which could be useful. Okay. So we see that this cookie only has to be divisible by 42. Like, the cookie could just be 42, and it would still work, I bet. Watch. Like, so if we send this with no cookie, let's just take this off thing away. We get null. Let's do it with /pull, I guess.
A hunter must hunt.
MacGyver, bringing Deaf Hacker into the cult. Thank you so much, MacGyver. Welcome to the All Has Red team, Deaf Hacker. Let's try and remove this cookie. Internal server error. So that's happening because we don't have the cookie. Yeah, so if we don't have the cookie, it returns an internal server error. But this cookie just is a number that's divisible by 42. So if we just make this number 42, it works. So you could just have the cookie be 42 and it will work. Actually, it's a funny little thing. Okay. All right, so it does have like a robots.txt file in here. It tells you about file implant. That's so you can file the implant. We get pull. Yeah, see, it's just checking if the it's getting the the cookie from your thing, and it's checking to see if it's divisible by 42. And if it is, it's printing out the implant. It's printing out the current session or whatever implant. This Python C2 anyway. So for a post to result, ID to result is null. Okay, yeah, So these functions are not interesting. These are not terribly interesting to us. What is interesting is if I can upload a file to the server. That is highly interesting to me. So we see that it wants a put request for this. It wants a put request to /file upload. Did our GoBuster find that? I don't think it did. Interesting. I would expect that to have been in the word list. Method not allowed. So it's looking for a put request to this endpoint. It's checking to see if our cookie is divisible by 42. File name equals os.getCurrentWorkingDirectory plus /files plus file.filename .replace spaces with hyphens, but no other sanitization is happening here. So we can just directory traversal to put to slap an SSH key into /root.ssh. It looks like. Isn't it a base 16 number though? Yeah, I mean that's a. But it looks, but 42 is still divisible by 42 in base 16. It's still we just, fellas, I just did it. How many times do I have to demonstrate it? How do you see how it's working now? If I increase it to 43, it's still okay. 44. Okay, well, all right. Well, is there something about this I'm not understanding? Maybe it's less than the... Listen! Stop KEKWing! I forbid you to KEKW! I forbid you to KEKW! You are forbidden! We get an internal server error there. I thought glasses made people smarter. Well, you're a fucking idiot then. We can... Okay. Listen. 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 I was waiting for chat to notice the 16. Okay? Does poll even check /poll even check the cookie? Yes! We highlighted that before. So, interestingly... Okay, so it always returns... Okay, it's supposed to return that. You only get the internal server error if you... Okay, I just read this wrong, okay? I was only glancing over it. I didn't think it was terribly interesting. Is there a session local file? Can we get that too? God, I'm an idiot today. This is not my best day, okay? Not my best day. Doing my best. It's in app. Nope. Is it session local? It's got to be in a different file. What are its imports? From .database, import session local. .database? .database.py. Database.py. There we go. We figured it out. We did it, chat. Good work, team. But yes, this is a base 16 number, so it is hex. That explains why it looks like an MD5 sum, because he wanted it to look like hex. We downloaded it. It is DCU. Move. Okay. SQL alchemy. This is not as interesting as I thought it was. So it's just checking to see if there's anything in the database for it to do. There is no client that's interacting with it, so it's just reading from a database is what we're learning from this. It's just reading from a SQLite database that contains information of the commands that we're running. And we're getting task 0 because it's not it returns task 0 every time unless it gets something from the database. It's trying to get something from the database. We'll just use one of the cookies we already used. Not a big deal. Again, the file upload is important though. Puts it in /files. Where is the /files directory? Is it here? It's probably inside of this directory that we're in. That's probably where it is. So we're going to just try and upload a file here. I wanted to use curl to do a put request. Good night, CryptoCat. Have a good night. Thanks for being here. How do I do a put request with curl? Curl put file contents. Where is it getting the file name from? exception is E, print E. File name equals os.getCurrentWorkingDirectory. Curl put request. I mean, I know it's probably TAC data, but I want to add a file name. Here we go. I just want to put, it's going to ask for a file name. Yeah, or it wants a file name. TACT? You upload a new version of the resource with put. Okay, so TACT implies a foot. Okay. So we're gonna craft. Alright, so we know that this cookie is divisible by 42, so that will work fine. Let's do a put request. We'll do TACT, and we'll make a simple file here. Cthulhu.txt. Okay, Cthulhu.txt. Alright. Cthulhu.txt. And we're putting it to file upload. /files/upload. And we should get not found. So how is that? How are we getting that response? It should say file upload successful if it was correct. We didn't get... Where are we getting not found from? What does it look like in burp? Oh, it's tacking this onto the end of it. Okay, that's not what we want to do. That's why we're getting the not found. Yeah, that's where the not found is coming from. It's a function argument. TAC capital F, file equals... Okay. Let's look for the man. Look at the man for curl again. Let's do TAC capital F. That's for form. I've never had to send a put request with curl before, so we're learning in real time. So X put and then it's going to be TAC capital F, and the guy says, I'm just going to trust Nikuk. We're trusting him. Okay, we're trusting in him. Is that going to work? I somehow doubt it. Oh, it did work. Oh, it even gives us the fucking path. Shit. Okay, it did work. Well done, Nikuk. Well done, Nikuk. Me and Nikuk should team up and try and steal Pikachu.
Prepare for trouble.
Make it double.
Nikuk is a real hacker, okay? Nikuk is a real hacker. Okay, so we can put a file onto the server. Fine. Progress is being made. Okay, progress. Now the question is, can we write like an SSH key? We can write like an SSH key here, right? So /root.sh authorized keys. So let's do SSH keygen. Cthulhu RSA, I guess. No passphrase. Okay, so we need this public key. Authorized keys. Let's just remove this last part. It doesn't technically need to be there. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this, and this time we're putting authorized... Oh, we have to rename it again. Move authorized keys to... /root/.sh authorized keys. I don't know if it's going to allow this. God damn it. I can't directory traversal my own machine. So I need to, like, capture it in burp and change the file name. I'll just need to capture it in burp and change the file name. No biggie. File is authorized keys. I don't even know what I'm just an idiot. Like, I'm not thinking today. I'm just not thinking today. I'm not thinking at all. File is authorized keys. Okay, so that upload worked. So now if we go to authorized keys, we do see our key file. So we need to now capture this in burp. Captured. And we change the file name here. Root. This is way too many slashes. It doesn't really matter, though. Forward. File upload successful. Let's verify that we can reach it in that location. Oh, I'm still capturing. Yeah, we do get it. So we should now be able to SSH in. SSH TAC I. Now there are two SSH servers, if I remember correctly. So root at spooktrol.htb. Nope, that doesn't work. So TAC port 2222. Finally.
Hackerman.
I'm in. All right, so we scammed the file upload. Does that okay? So we've scammed the file upload. I don't. As to those who are asking if this is an intended path, I don't know. I got tired of looking at Ghidra, and it seems like it's working. Okay, it seems like this is working out for us. Okay. Bose, thank you for the follow. Spoofy Boy. We'll go back and look at Ghidra again, by the way. We're not done with Ghidra. We're going to see if we can get any more out of that. Jiffaram with 69 Tegel biddies, saving this box for this All Hallows Eve weekend. Currently learning the Merlin C2 framework. Plan is to test it in Dante, seeing as I just re-upped it last week. Seems pretty cool for an open source cross-platform C2. Might also take a crack at Sliver. Sliver's cool because it has like procedurally generated implants, which is pretty neat. I don't know how well signatured it is, but if any C2 by default was going to not be well signatured, it'd be that one. Ghidra didn't seem to have anything that immediately stood out. It didn't. Like, it was just laborious going through it. And we did start to find something when we started fuzzing properly. So we are in some kind of a container, I would imagine. Yeah. So we are in. You can tell from this Docker env that we're in a Docker container. Okay, but we have this user.txt, which is splendid. Let's go ahead and pop that into Hack the Box. Whoever recommended this box, good idea. This is a good one. This is a good box. I like this box quite a bit. There's lots of different things to look at, lots of things to do. Okay. Feature's not great, but you can download Sharp Collect and load them as macros. You certainly can. There's definitely ways around that. My way around it would probably be using an initial sliver implant to load Cobalt Strike. Ippsec pulled out the big guns. This is a good one. It's a good one. Ippsec makes good boxes. He makes good content in general. So we have a .bash RC file. That's probably not terribly interesting to us. Where's the application loaded? Is it in var www? Nope. Let's go back to the root directory and see what's in here. We did already see the etc passwd files, so let's check opt, I suppose. Here we go. Spook, something in here. What is this? Okay, this is probably the server we're looking at. CD files, this is where our files are. Yeah, okay. So we found out where the server is. This is the database. Let's see if there's anything in the database that's interesting. We're probably not going to have the strings command. Oh, we do have the strings command. We pipe that into less. We cannot. So there's not a whole lot in this database. These are just all of the cookies we generated. It looks like the server puts the cookie into the database. So nothing there. Nothing of terrible interest there. Let's look at app. Database less crud.py or catcrud.py. So this is just database things. Yep, get database. It's just database stuff. What depends or detection do you worry about when you... Dude, all of them. I mean, literally, it doesn't matter how quiet your C2 is. Every single command that you run, everything you type, there's a chance of detection. Everything. Like, there's literally no chance of being completely invisible. You got... It's about blending in with background noise. There's a lot of noise going on a machine and on a network, and it's about blending in. Models.py. SQLite? app.db. How do I run a SQLite database? Is there a way? Is it like it's probably SQLite 3, isn't it? There we go. Show databases. Is this the same as MySQL? Fuck. All right. How do I? .help. SQLite does things a little bit differently. .tables. Okay. Check-ins, sessions, tasks. All right. How do I like select star from check-ins? Okay. So these are, it's keeping track of whenever the implant checks in. Fine. This one has a lot, I'm noticing. This one has checked in many, many times. This is 1028. It's checked in today. Is it checking in now? Are these organized by recent? Yes. We don't still have this running in our Docker container, do we? We didn't leave that running, did we? No, it's not running. So this one is probably me. This one is running this whole time. It's running from the beginning, and it's running now. So which one is this one? That's interesting. .tables. Select star from sessions. He's testing his tool and forgot he had a beacon run. No, so this is. I can sit here and go. So what's happening? So what's happening here? What's happening here? This is our host. This is our Docker container. This is that host name that it generated. What is this one? This is the one that's running this whole time. What is this? It's the host. It's the host machine. He was testing his malware, and he forgot he has a beacon running on his own machine. He's effectively got a beacon running on his own machine. So the question is, can we add a command to that beacon? Just a tiny little baby command. Can we add like a little tiny baby command to that machine? I'm wondering. Just a little something. Just a little something. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this in SQLite. .tables. Select star from tasks. Okay, so this one is doing who am I. I need to change this to something cute. This one has to be changed to something cute. Can I do... how do I look at columns? Is there like a cheat sheet for SQLite databases? Maybe describe... I'm just going to look up a SQLite database cheat sheet. That's what we're doing. Okay. Okay, we don't want to rename a table. Add a new column. We want to modify Can I... Changing data. Okay. We're gonna change this who am I to something more cute. This who am I is not suitable. For me. How do we get the names of the columns? SQLite, get names of columns. Pragma, table info. Let's do that. Table name is tasks. Okay. So you can add arguments. Task arguments. ID and result. Okay, so the task is who am I? So this is 1, 2, 3 from the end. So it's argument 1. How do you make the stream talk? That's the text-to-speech. It's on. If you go to my About page, I think you'll see this. You'll see the Say It Live thing. You have to pay 100 bits. 100 Tiggle bitties. So we need to do an insert into statement. Okay. So select star from tasks. Let me look at this again. So the question is, do I change this, or are these tasks that I've already run? Because every time the beacon checks in, it just gets that one task to run the who am I command, and then that's it. I think we have to add another task. Hey, Xantiz, good to see you. Queen's Bum with the 100 Tiggle biddies. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. So am I correct in this assumption that I need to add a new task? Or is this the current task that's assigned to? Like, that's my real question. I would insert a new task. I think that makes the most sense. So, all right, so how do we do the insert into statement? We don't want to alter any tables. Changing data, okay. Insert into table name, column 1, column 2. Okay. So insert into, and the table name is going to be tasks. Column 1 is going to be, I guess, an integer 4. Column 2 is going to be the ID there. Column 3 is going to be, I guess, 1. 1. And then we want... actually, that's like... That's target, and then that's status. Okay, we'll make it 1 and 1. I think that's okay. And then we need to do a bash reverse one-liner. So... if config ton 0... 10, 10, 14, 13. Let's come over here. copy the reverse shell. Put this in here. I think this is going to have to be in quotes. That's gonna have to be in quotes. I think it's almost certainly gonna have to be in quotes. I can make this double quotes. It'll still execute. And I think this has to be in quotes. I hope this works. And then we can just put nothing and then nothing. Just put nothing and nothing because we don't. That's not. Those are the results. The last one is the result, I think, right? This is the command output. What is this one? arg2. So we probably want to do empty strings instead. We'll just do empty strings like that. And I guess we can put this in a string too. Does it want this string for this? ID, it wants an integer. Target, it wants a string. This one, it wants an integer. This one, it wants an integer. This one, it wants a string. This one, it wants I'm reading from this, if you can't tell. So there's another. This is our command. Then it's 2 more strings after that. Okay? I think that's right. Double check this. Oh, shit. I think I got this wrong. I think I have to do... It's insert into table name. Is it going to throw an error if I do this? Yeah, I got a syntax error. I think it needs to be insert into... and it gives the columns, but it's going to assume... Okay, it's just the table name. So it's insert into tasks, values, like that. And then it's the parentheses, like that. Okay. Select... Oh shit, I never started a netcat listener. That seems to be correct. It 1 1, and then we add nothing, no output. We did not get a callback, which is concerning. Let's try adding another one. I didn't have the netcat listener listening. It's possible that it executed right after. Let's get a 5 in there. Let's see if we get it now. Set status to 0. So which one was status? I think you're probably right about that. Let's just add another one. 6. We'll set status. What was the other one? It was status target. Should target be 0 as well? Let's set status to 0. You're probably right about that. Nope. Well, it's going to check in every so often. So, I get the feeling these are recorded results, not necessarily giving the tasks to the implant. No, it definitely is. We saw the implant doing it in Wireshark. These are not recorded results. We saw the implant doing this stuff in Wireshark. We're just not getting these. We're not getting these values correct. So the 0 1. Okay, maybe it needs to be 1 and then 0. Did we try 1 and then 0? We did try 1 and then 0. Let's try 0 and 1 then. These integers are probably what's messing it up. Oh, the ID. I mean, I guess I could just... Let's just keep incrementing. We have to keep incrementing here. So 7. Get anything? Woo! There we go. There we go. And there's the root.txt. How interesting. How interesting. How marvelously interesting. How interesting, chat. I would say that was one of the most interesting boxes I've done on Hack the Box. That was fucking neat. That was some cool shit. Queen's Bum with the 100 Tiggle biddies. William Knights, Queen's Bum that followed. Thank you so much, William Knights and Queen's Bum. Orbital Gun with 69 nice Tiggle biddies. Let's take another look at the Ghidra. We do obviously have root here. So we have rooted it. We could take another look at this Ghidra. So what was the point of this? Was I supposed to reverse it? Did anybody watch this live? Did anybody watch this live? Was I supposed to reverse engineer this, or am I just like way far down a rabbit hole here? Like so deep, I'm so deep down a rabbit hole, I'm finding the Cheshire Cat, and I'm stumbling on the Cheshire Cat and Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Like, what's the deal here? Queen's Bum! Biddies for titties. Indeed. Thank you, Queen's Bum. I really do appreciate it. Thanks so much. 100 Tiggle biddies. Everyone's dropping them biddies today. I don't think the reversing that binary helps anything. That's what I would have to say. If I had to guess, the local file inclusion was the intended route. And I'm just like, you know, Tweedledee and Tweedledumming. I'm so deep down a rabbit hole that I'm in Tweedledee and Tweedledum mode. But this is an interesting binary. Maybe we could have found the file upload feature here. We see a perform get, prepare HTTP functions. So the file is actually not obfuscated at all. If the file was obfuscated at all, these function names would be different. This file is not obfuscated. It's just a it's just a Linux it's just a C++ binary that's performing HTTP requests. That is all. No tasks. We see that no tasks thing. We saw that when it executed. I wonder if you could have figured out the file upload from this. Okay, so this is the tasks. It's getting the tasks. Perform upload. Here you go. Perform upload. Oh, no, it's probably a download, I guess. Would it be download file? We're trying to... no, it didn't have functionality to download files. Or it didn't have... It only had functionality to take files in one direction. There were no files to upload. Like, from the C2's perspective, there was no way to upload to the compromised server. Subroutine is not returned. Trying to figure out what this is doing. Like, I think this is the file upload. The question is... You can use fuzz on the web, didn't watch the Ippsec video more than 5 minutes. He's saying the easy way is in. Okay, so there's probably multiple ways then? Well, the compromised machine could perform a curl to the file manager. I mean, it could. I'm trying to figure out what it's doing. There's not any strings that are indicating very clearly what it's doing here. Watch the Ippsec video, you can have your reaction to it. Like, I don't, do you guys want to watch the Ippsec video? We can do that if you guys want to. All right, I gave you a poll to choose. I want to see if I can figure out how this works. Although you may have to. Honestly, I mean, this assembly is garbage. So we would probably have to somehow feed. We'd probably have to somehow, not somehow, I know how you would do it. You could use burp to capture the requests and then modify the responses. Since we have the C2 source code, why bother with the implant? We don't need to. We have root. But I'm curious if there was a way to, if there was anything to get from this implant other than what we got out of it. Okay, it looks like people want to watch the Ippsec video. And other people just want to keck W. So we'll watch the Ippsec video. We'll do it. Let me open up a new private window. I didn't see the Ippsec video ahead of time, so let's go ahead and take a look-see. All right, turn off the music. Since we have the seats, why bother? Wait, we don't need to bother with it. It's just for learning purposes. I'm just curious. Because the whole point of this is to learn. We've already hacked it. Okay, here's the video. We're probably not going to watch the whole thing.
Hey there. In this video, I'll show you how to use telepresence to connect your local development environment.
The fuck? I don't want
What's going on YouTube? This is Ippsec. We're doing Spooktrol from the UHC, that's Ultimate
guys
Hacking
hear it
Championship, October Finals. If you want to play this box, it is playable over on Hack the Box, and this box is all about attacking an unknown C2 server that I created in Python Fast API, and the implant is in C++. Essentially, you're supposed to run the implant, discover how it talks to the C2 server, enumerate functions, and find out the file upload vulnerability is vulnerable to a path traversal, which has plagued a lot of C2s in the past. I want to say like Cobalt Strike was vulnerable to it, Covenant, Metasploit, etc., because all the C2 authors, they put a lot of obfuscation and stuff within the implant, and they just end up trusting the data the implant sends because like you don't know the encryption key, authentication method, etc. So the file upload, you can upload an SSH key, SSH into the Docker instance running the C2, and then from there take a look at the database and see that an implant
I get it, Ippsec. I get it.
2.2. It's better also.
All right.
File.
Yep.
And what else could we do?
Okay, so here's
there is a alternative path here. If you fuzz this parameter,
I feel like we're supposed to reverse engineer
LFI.
Okay.
At the end of the video, we'll go exploit this piece because I think doing all the reverse engineering stuff is more fun, but I want to leave a second piece because reverse engineering in a CTF is a very mean thing to do, especially when it's timed. So there was a quick win if you abuse this LFI and guessed it was Python.
Quick!
Or you didn't have to guess because UVI Corn told you. Okay, but we'll go into that route after we're done doing all this reverse engineering. The easiest way to understand a file is just to run it. Generally not recommended. Always make sure you snapshot do this in some type of VM. Definitely not recommended,
KEKW.
But we just run this application and we see it crashing.
Why did it segfault on my Kali?
If we Google this, it's probably going to easily bring us
He didn't even have to run it in a Docker
JSON
container. I had to run it in a Docker container.
C++.
You should do
so we know
the UHC.
binary is probably written in C.
Those
and
guys
it's
are way
giving a
quicker
parse
than me.
error, so it did not get what it expected, which was probably JSON. So the very first thing I want to do is analyze exactly what this
I'll run
application is
Stream
doing.
Raiders in
So
the
I'm going to do
background,
sudo
but,
Wireshark, and
keep
I'm
watching
going
this.
to look at ton 0.
Okay, he's doing
We'll
the
run
same
this
shit. We did all this
application
same
again,
shit.
and we get nothing. And that's because it's going to my DNS server, which isn't going through the VPN interface. So let's change this to ETH0. And then I'm going to filter
we put it on
DNS
end. That's
request.
what I assumed as well.
We
That's
will
why I
run
changed
it
it to
again,
ETH0.
And we can see
And we still didn't
it's
get it
reaching
because
out
it
to
was seg faulting.
spooktrol.htb.
We were
so
stuck.
we should create a
We were stuck for a really long time on that seg fault thing. I thought it was supposed to seg fault. I was like, what the fuck is happening? It turns out there's just my Kali was just being weird, and I had to run it inside of a Docker container. Once we ran it inside of a that was a lot of time right there, just getting stuck right there.
DNS entry to allow us to have that. So v etc host,
UHC is POG,
and we can
not
say
cringe.
10 129
UHC
96
is POG.
42 spooktrol.htb.
You should definitely watch UHC. It's a good
Save
time.
that.
I watched it last
And
time.
now when I run this binary again,
Last time, Ippsec and John
we
Hammond
get some output.
both
Status 0,
commented
arg1,
at the
who
same
am
time.
I, ID 6, result, and target task 1, arg2. So not too much. And after that, we get null task 0. And then it looks like it tells us no tasks and
Need a
sweeps.
channel reward for Al
So
to do
let's take a look
UHC.
at
Infinite.
the ton 0 traffic now.
That was
So if we
Hackbox
start
Battleground?
this
Oh, it
up,
was. You're right, it was Battlegrounds.
We can get rid of this DNS filter. And actually, I'm going to restart it executing the program. So we get the very beginning. We can see
Like,
it's
did you
doing
see
a
how
bunch
many
of
dumbass fucking
HTTP
things
traffic.
I did,
So
like
if I
fuzzing the
follow
server
the
while
TCP
running
string,
Wireshark?
we can
Like,
see what it looks like.
I wouldn't be good in UHC.
Anything
my
in
dude.
red is going to
I
be
make
the
too I do
implant.
too much
Blue
dumb
is
shit
the
like
server.
that.
So we make a get on slash. The server responds
I'm just not
with
fast
this
enough.
auth,
Like I'm not fast enough. I can usually figure it out. I'm just
JSON,
not like blistering
which
fast.
we
like
end up
these people
using
are.
as a cookie. And
Did Hackbox
after
say
we
about
do
practice
a
mode?
get on
Yeah,
slash, we
they
do
did,
another
say
get on slash,
they did,
saying
say
the
we
host
can
name
run
is equal to
practice mode, I
parrot,
think.
and that's the host name of my box.
Yeah, I loved having them
So if I
both
just
on.
do
It
a
was very
host
fun.
name,
I watched
it is
it.
parrot. So we're telling the C2 or application or host name.
Oh,
parrot,
the host name is just the host
giving the
name of the
authentication
machine.
cookie,
Okay.
and now it responds with task.
We got a random. I assumed it was a randomly generated one, because that's how Empire does it. Empire generates a randomly generated name for the agent or whatever. But our host name was not. Our host name was not like the host name of the box because we ran the implant inside of a Docker container.
0.
So the Docker container
After that,
had a
we
randomly
do
generated
a
host name.
get on slash poll, specifying again that auth cookie, and the server comes back with us with
Yep.
saying probably arg1 is who am
So
I.
it polls and it
We have
gets.
ID
So this is where it gets
7.
this is
I
the
think ID
command
was
that we
5
modified.
earlier, so this looks like it is incrementing. Target, this is probably going to be like a session cookie for C2.
Yep.
Task 1, so we don't know what that is. And then we have arg2. And right after we get this is what was printed to our screen. We're doing a post request. Now, interesting enough, everything before has been a get, and we're putting ID is equal to 7.
This is the.
So it looks like we're giving the
is
results of this
of the
unique
command.
tasking.
Yeah.
And the result was Ippsec.
And those
that
get put
is,
into the
if I run
database.
who am I,
Yep.
what my actual user is. And the server responds back with null, and then we do a get
Another
on
get
poll. We can increment
to
the string
get
by
to see if
1,
there are tasks.
and it just responds with task 0,
Okay.
which we do nothing with. And again, if we just keep going down, we keep getting task 0. So there's not too much
Zero
we
Day
know
and
here.
Solution
We
are gonna
could
1v1.
try
Really?
playing with
I'll watch
this.
it.
So what I'd want to do is use Burp Suite. We can set the
Those guys are way
proxy
better
to
than me.
bind
At least
to,
they're faster than
let's
me.
say,
I make too many. I
port.
do too much dumb shit. Like
guess
I run.
8081.
I did like just watch this stream. I do so much dumb
and
shit.
we
on
will
stream.
redirect everything to 10,
because my
129,
mind,
96,
that's just,
42 on port
I get really
80.
focused on one thing and I forget about other things.
So
briefly.
now if I go to localhost 8081,
Yep.
it actually sends me to the C2 server. So this becomes handy because it makes it super easy for us to man in the middle or binary.
Okay, so he
sudo
actually
vi
goes.
etc host.
So he actually
And
so he's setting up. Let's go back and watch that part again. We did not do this, but I did mention that this was possible. I did mention that this was possible. I was probably going to run it in proxy chains, to redirect all output through the burp. Through the burp proxy. And the reason this is useful is because you could feed the implant different commands, like the command to do the file upload, which I assume is what he's going to do.
Let's say port, I guess, 8081.
So he adds another listener.
And we will redirect everything to 10.129.96.42 on port 80. So now if I go to localhost 8081, it actually sends me to the C2 server. So this becomes handy because it makes it super easy for us to man in the middle or binary. So I can do sudo vi etc host, and we change this to be 127.0.0.1.
Yep. This is another way you could have done it.
Now, the only thing we'll have to do, because right now we still don't get to a server because Burp Suite was running as my user, which means I couldn't bind to port 80. So I bound to port 8081. I'm going to Google socat redirect TCP port, and we'll use socat to listen on port 80 and bend it over to 8081.
So this is convoluted.
So let's
but,
see. We probably want reuse
sense.
address here as well. I'm not sure.
You want to intercept the traffic that the C2 server is sending
I'm gonna
and
go
receiving.
In my VPN tab, I'm going to do sudo this socat, and we'll forward to 127.0.0.1,
and you want to forward it to localhost 8081. Yep.
Reuse
so this is how
ADDR. I think this
is how he's getting. This is how he is redirecting. I know it's confusing, but let me explain it a little bit more clearly. This is how he's redirecting all web requests. He wants to redirect all web requests outgoing from his box at port 80 to 127.0.0.1.8081, where Burp is listening to send it to the C2 listener. Why does he want to do this? Because he wants to hijack and man in the middle the C2. He wants to, remember the agent, the implant, we'll call it an implant. The implant is calling out on port 80. It's calling out on port 80. It's not normally going to go to Burp. Burp is not going to intercept it. It's not going to Burp proxy. We have to capture all traffic leaving our host on port 80 and redirect it to Burp. Does that make sense? And if we do that, we can capture, he's also going to capture, to be clear, he's also going to capture responses from the server. You're also going to capture responses from the server that you can then modify. If you can modify the responses, you can make the C2 execute commands, and make it do things.
Is correct.
So
if I go to just localhost,
things,
we get nothing. It tries to go HTTPS localhost, but nothing's there. Now I'm listening on the socat. If I go to localhost, hopefully I see auth cookie. I do. So now we know this is working. So what's happening is on port 127.0.0.1, we're listening on 80 with socat. We're forwarding it to 8081, which goes all the way to Burp Suite, and then redirects it to the target. It's a lot of redirects for this.
Hopefully, does this make sense? Before we go further, does this make sense, fellas? Like, is his logic making sense? Do you know why we want to do this? We want to man in the middle the C2 implant as it talks to its server, so that we can modify the C2 agent's behavior. We can make it upload files and execute commands that it shouldn't, and then we can evaluate its behavior. The socat thing is confusing, but that's really necessary because otherwise your requests will not go to Burp. is SOCAT. It's both of them. SOCAT is what's capturing all things that are going out. It's listening on port 80, and it's what's capturing everything that's coming out on port 80. SOCAT is capturing everything that's coming out on port 80 and redirecting it to burp. All web requests leaving the server or leaving the Ippsec's parrot machine are going to be redirected to burp. Hopefully that makes sense.
The easiest way, unless we were just running as root, so Burp Suite could listen on port 80. So now when I run
SOCAT is
this
redirecting
implant,
traffic to burp so that it can be man in the middle.
we can see what happens in Burp Suite.
Yeah, so you can see
And this
now
would let us
he's
edit
capturing
things. So if I wanted
the C2's
to
communication.
X out, we can go again, forward, on this poll.
Oh
we
my
want
god,
to
if I'd had to
intercept the
redeem
response.
Zap, I would have blown my fucking brains out.
And we could change the task. So if I change this to task
So
4,
he's
let's just see what
changing the
happens.
response.
Some type of error. Let's try that again.
So the
We may
implant
have
is
to
not
be
very well written. It
faster,
errors out
'cause I
too
think there's a
much.
timeout in this.
That's okay.
Intercept response. Task 4, forward.
So does he even
And
bring up
it
Ghidra?
still
Am I
errors.
just like way down a rabbit hole here? Oh no, he does
So
do
I'm guessing
Ghidra.
it does not like that. The other
does
thing
do
we
Ghidra,
could be
fuck.
doing.
Okay, we're doing all the things.
Let's see. Status. We can search for this. So options. Match and replace. Response body. Match that. Okay. So let's see what happens
giving
when
it
we
a
just
new
run
task.
this binary now.
He's basically
Intercept
saying, "Hey,
off.
there's a new task." And segfault. Yeah, that's what I got.
And we just get a segfault. So we could change task 4 to be something else. So if I edit this, we could say task 0 and just see what happens. Prints no tasks right away. So at this point, we're relatively confused at the binary, so might as well just open it up in Ghidra.
Yes, we were confused. That is correct.
But if you were like just doing dynamic
I
analysis,
get so lost through a lot of them. Well,
I would be
mean,
spending
Ippsec
more
does a
time
pretty
in
good
Burp
job of
Suite trying to
explaining
figure
things,
out
but,
what it did.
if this
And
is helping, I'm hoping.
I'm confident if you spent
hoping
enough
it's helpful.
time, you would be able to figure out without jumping into Ghidra and reversing the binary.
Yeah, I
And
wish we
again,
hadn't.
You don't even have to do any of this because there is a bypass with that LFI. But I'm going to import
So we'll
the
skip
file.
the part of the video where he
We
does the
want to
LFI
import
because we
implant.
already did that.
Let's see.
We're here to see how he
Where are
dealt with the
we?
binary directly.
You want Spooktrol? Where is it? Here we go. Okay.
Okay, he's doing the same thing we did.
And once this
uploading the file
starts,
into
I'm going
Ghidra.
to pause the video because it may take a few minutes to analyze the binary.
It did take a little while to analyze, yes.
So I'm just going to pause until this piece down here is done moving. So now that Ghidra's done, we can go over to the exports.
Yeah, if you guys are
and
enjoying this, we
see
can make this a
there are
semi-regular
a
thing.
ton of exports here, and that's because this is a static compiled binary, but it is not stripped, so you can just go to any function
I'm
name.
glad you guys are
I
getting
typed
some of
main,
out some
so we
out of it.
can
Great.
look at the main function. And I also want to do window decompiler.
We
and
saw this.
main just calls one function. That is spooky. So I'm going to go into spooky. And we see lots and lots of data.
Crap. Yeah, that's what we
Now,
saw.
right off the bat, it's doing a decrypt
Okay, the
XOR.
decrypt XOR.
So this is probably interesting to me. I'm
Why is
going
it interesting?
to, let's see.
I
if we
determined it wasn't
highlight this,
interesting.
it's going to call. So I'm going to copy this, and we're going to run this in GDB. So gdb./
Ooh, okay. We're learning.
implant.
Okay, we're running it in
And
GDB.
if we break,
Oh, he's got
that's
Jeff in
not
there
what I
too.
wanted. B star like
This is something I could have done and didn't.
0x00
I somewhat regret.
401 40.
So he got the address, the memory address of the function. He's getting the relative address of the function, and now he's going to set a breakpoint at that function. Okay? He got the relative address of the function from Ghidra here. Or
gdb./ implant.
God damn it. How do I go back like 10 seconds?
And if we break, let's see, if we highlight this.
So he gets, do you see, he gets the relative address right here. This right here is the relative address of this function call. See that? This is where these relative addresses, that's how far into the file. Again, keep in mind, this is the raw bytes of the file right here. The raw bytes of the file right here. Okay? What you're seeing here is what is the offset from the, this is the relative memory address. Like, so this is what he's going to set a breakpoint at this relative memory address for this function. So when this function is called, he'll hit this breakpoint. GDB will hit a breakpoint and he'll be able to analyze its behavior.
So I'm going to copy this, and we're going to run this in GDB.
Mostly because I keep forgetting how to use GDB.
GDB./
I didn't want to learn it again on the fly.
Implant. And if we break, oh, that's not what I wanted. B star, like 0x00.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. I said offset escape, but it's also a relative memory address. That's what relative means. That's what it means. It means relative. It's a relative address of that function call. I said offset as well. I'm just trying not to confuse people by mixing up terminology. That's the offset of the number of bytes from the start of the file, to be clear.
402013.
Yeah, that's all good.
I don't need that.
It's all good.
2 stars. I'm pulling this address right here.
Yeah, so decrypt SOAR.
So we can run this, and we broke on this call. So I'm going to step in, and then we can run finish.
I need to get better at GDB, dude.
And we get to the end of the call.
Oh, well, fuck, there's a...
And
what the hell is
RAX
this?
register,
we missed the
be
flag!
The result of that. And
what
the
is
result
this?
of that decrypt XOR is UHC reverse engineering master. So this was the very first flag in the application.
There was another flag!
That decrypt function and pulling the result. And the result
Damn
will always
it!
be, I believe, an RAX for 64-bit. So
imagine
after that,
being such a degenerate that you put more hidden flags in your hack the box machine.
We can see right
that
here
are not
it's
just
doing get
user
host
and
name.
root.
We got a do loop.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not mad.
Bigger here.
I'm not mad. It's fine. Okay?
And we have a function perform get. So this is probably an HTTP get right here.
Yep.
If we keep scrolling, another loop.
So to be clear, this file is not obfuscated, or those function names would
right
be different.
Here. Another get.
The malds always bring me back. To be fair, this was
And
so,
eventually we get
to
down.
be clear, it was not originally a hack the box like one of its typical machines. It was designed for the ultimate hacking competition. I'm just a little bit frustrated I didn't see the flag, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. All right, we got the user in the root
here, and there is a case statement. So whenever you're dealing with like a C2 or something, case statements are somewhat common.
Yep.
And case 0,
the C2
we have no
decide
tasks.
what to do based
so
on
you
the
could have
input it
also
gets from
found
C2.
this by just looking for the string and then find the cross-reference. And I said case statements are somewhat common in C2s because how it works is we have to give the agent some type of tasking, right?
Right.
So if I go in my
the agent
HTTP
needs to decide
history,
what to do based
poll,
on what it's told.
This is the tasking thing. And this case 1,
thing.
It's executing who am I. If we looked at case 1, we can see it's calling exec right here. And I bet if we broke here,
why did none of you tell me there was another flag? I'm still,
I'm
a little frustrated. I'm a little frustrated. It's fine. It's fine. Why do I keep chat around?
The exec
it's fine.
function.
It's okay.
And let's see. We have it P open right here. So let's try breaking. 4017C3.
Flag was out of scope.
B star.
We can keep telling ourselves that.
4017C3. So let's Control C. Let's just run it again. This is the decrypt. It's going to skip over that. We did not break there. info B 4017C3. 4017C3. It's weird. Should have broke there. Let's go back and we can break here. 4028F9.
So it's executing a function. He's trying to see what's being executed.
4028F9. So let's run.
Did not hit the breakpoint.
Let's see. We're not hitting this. Oh, I think that's because I'm going through Burp Suite and we're replacing task 1 with task 0. So if we run this again, there we go. So we hit that first breakpoint, 4017C3.
Okay, so
and we see
task
the very
corresponded
first
with the
argument
case
to be
statement.
open is who am I?
Okay.
So we have successfully broke there. If you're confused at what happened, was I had something in Burp Suite replacing task 1 with task 0.
You did that early on.
So
and
we
forgot
never
about it.
hit this. We kept going down to this path.
So the task number corresponds with these case values here. This is a switch statement. If you know about programming, switch is kind of like an if statement with multiple different possibilities. So when the task is 0, it's going to print no tasks. When the task is 1, it's going to do this, and presumably there are other options as well. That's a switch statement. It's a C thing. Like elif in Python, exactly. That's kind of... you also have else if in C and C++, but switch statements are kind of another way of doing the same thing.
So let's see.
It's like select, do
Info
this
B,
based
we can
on
delete
a
2
list of
and
possible
delete
options
3.
that you're presented. That's basically what it is.
And we probably want to see what else there is. So case 0 is nothing. Case 1 we know is going to be running a argument.
Command. Yeah.
And if we look at this, it's not the most pretty thing in the world, but we can see this is pulling arg1 and putting it somewhere. So we can kind of read this to see, oh, arg1, and arg1 in our case was
I didn't
who am
see
I,
that,
right? That was
I didn't
the
look very
command we
closely at it.
ran. So if we go down, we do exec, and then we do post, because we're sending the result back to the server.
Mm-hmm.
So case 2, let's see what this is doing. We're getting arg1, arg2, so we have 2 arguments
So
right
it's 2
now.
arguments for case 2.
And then still doing something with arg1. Perform get. And keep going down. It looks like right here we're going to be uploading or saving a file. Mm-hmm. So arg2 is probably going to be save file. We could go in burp and edit this JSON and see if it works that way, but I'm not going to go into that right now. Case 3, we can see kind of what it's doing, arg1. So it only uses arg1. And then eventually it calls perform upload. If we look at perform upload, we can see it assembling a string, curl-h, this is cookie. So you can see it assembling the string right here. And if we ran a strings against this, so if I just go strings implant and grep-i curl, we'll probably get curl because we have the static compile library.
The tac I option ignores
Let's see,
case.
what would be unique in this string?
So
Let's see.
local 48
file
looks like a
upload.
string.
So I'm going to do file underscore upload.
Oh, upload. I didn't
So
see
if
that.
I grep
Okay,
this
well,
for
file upload.
it's not a string. And that's because this is built
This was a really cool box. Yeah, it definitely
to
was.
like
This definitely
evade
was
strings
really
by
neat.
just breaking the string up into much smaller pieces. So if I look for, let's see, upload, that's not it. Where are you? Let's just xxd grep. It was you, like that. Grep lo. It's somewhere in this hex. And the tricky thing is it can always wrap to this next line, which breaks a lot of things. So I'm going to grep for PL. I'm going to do dash A1, and that's going to grab everything that has PL and then the next line. So in case it does wrap, we can now map this. And I'm just going to grep for D. And we can see right here is probably where it's starting to build that string.
Yeah, so it's building
So
a
let's
string
do
and then executing it. It's
XXD
building a curl command and executing it.
Less.
I just didn't see
And
this because I'm
looking at
not
the
as good
string,
at reading the
we can see
disassembly
it doing
as he
a
is.
curl, or it's doing something. But again, this is pretty much what we saw in Ghidra. Let's see, where is it? All these appends. So we got file,
so the task
upload,
3
like
then
this.
is the file upload.
But the easiest
Or
thing
is
to
it
do
task 2?
would be just breaking on system, because it looks like it's building the string. It keeps appending to local 48.
Get
and
your
then
units in
eventually
Stream Raiders.
It does
This is a boss
system
battle. We
on
need
local
all
48.
hands on deck.
So what I'm going to do is
Okay, yeah,
break
it's
at
executing a system command.
410 E77. So let's go back in GDB and B star 0x 410 E77.
Can't see what he's typing at the bottom of the screen. Let me
Info
that's
B to
because
make sure I
my
don't have any other breakpoints. We
resolution
can run
of
it.
my screen and the
And
stream
it's
output
not
don't
going to
quite
do
measure
anything
up.
because we're not hitting that task. Remember, like if we go into Ghidra, if we go back to what calls perform upload,
Make it bigger like this.
we have to
That's probably
be
the best way. It's gonna
in
be right there.
case 3. So if we go back to Burp Suite, actually, let's do this without Burp Suite. So what we could have done is went to options. We can do them both, I guess. Edit this, and we can say this task is now task 3. And we start this up.
So he's modifying the commands
Let's
that
run
the
the
implant
program
is receiving,
again.
and he's debugging it as it
And now we
comes.
broke, and RDI, which is the very first argument,
You can see the
is
curl command that's being
the
executed.
curl
right
command.
there.
So we can do x/s,
X/S is
and we
examine a
also
string.
get this. And since it's going through burp, let's see, let's turn proxy intercept on. If we just continue, it can't read local data from file application, and that's because it's trying to read the
At
file who am I, right?
Because you're feeding it an argument.
So what
of
I'm going
who
to
am
do
I,
is
you
go
have
back
to
in
change the
here,
argument.
and we can create a second thing. So response body
Change
match.
who am I?
We'll match who am I and replace it with Etsy
past
past
WD.
WD.
So you're gonna try and upload.
So now
past
when
WD.
we rerun this, let's make sure we are intercepting. Run. It should break on the curl. Let's see. Run. Oh, we're breaking on everything right now. Let's turn intercept off. So now we're at curl.
Heading out for the night. Hey,
Turn it
Jeffrey,
on,
thanks so much for the
continue,
69 gold biddies. Have a good rest
And
of
we
your
sent
night.
past WD
It's a good box.
to a web
I recommend
to
it.
Burp Suite. If we send it, we say
File upload
see
successful.
file upload successful. File management file is equal to past WD. So if I go to burp, or not burp, but go to my browser and request it, we should eventually see.
And now you have that request. Now you can
Let's
forge
see.
it.
I'm not intercepting.
You have that put request in burp now. Now you can easily
10.129,
forge it
was
to
it
upload a file
46?
somewhere else. Very smooth.
Etsy host.
Keep in mind, though, he created this box.
129, 96, 42.
So obviously he would know the smoothest, best way to, find all the things.
If we go there, we can see we do get the passwd. So we have a file upload vulnerability. Now, the second way we could have got that, if we did not have this whole burp suite thing, let's turn these off. If we look at this code, we go near the top, this switch statement, we can break at 40245C. So B star 0x40245C. Going to do info B. We can delete 4. And then we run this application. Of course, we're not intercepting. Let's run it again. We break here. It's jumping RAX. And if we look at RAX...
So what's in the RAX register?
It is pointed to 4028B0.
So let's find out what's
and
there.
If I go here, we look at the switch statement, case 0. Oh, no, we're at case 1 because it's still got a 1.
Oh, he was just on it there.
Let's see.
402.
Actually, we can probably just copy this address.
Yeah, you can just examine what's
G
at that address.
To go. And paste. And I think this is where it jumps.
No, it's up a little higher.
Yeah.
Right there.
So 428B0. I'm highlighting it. And we can see it goes right here in case 1. So what I'd want to do is look at this. Let me go all the way down, case 3. So this is probably where we want to jump. Mm-hmm. So 402460. So set RAX is
pretty
equal
cool.
to
I like how he's got it hooked up in GDB.
0x402
and he's debugging it along the same time. I didn't even think to do that. I'm
gonna
glad
put
I didn't
two
think to do
zeros
it
in
because,
front of it,
again,
'cause I think
I
that's
always
how it
forget
was
my
here,
GDB
right?
commands. I need to use it
It had
more
a
often.
lot. Let's just try this. 402460. And if we do info R, we can look at RAX. That's where it's pointed. Step. And now we are here. 460. So we have successfully jumped into this. If I break on this upload again, let's see, this is call 402B. Let's see, 402BFE. 402BFE. Continue. And we have now broken on perform upload this way. So you don't have to use Burp Suite. You can always do it within, what is it? A debugger. But Burp Suite generally makes it easier. I wonder if I can now set RSI is equal to Etsy. Let's do hostname, because we already did passwd once. I want to say hostname exist. It does. So I wonder if I can't set that because it's too big.
Do you have any
Maybe
plans
need
on learning
single
reversing,
quotes.
binary exploitation, GDB, etc. on stream? I've done that kind of stuff on stream before. I'd be happy to do more of it
because it's pointed to a
I'm not good at it right now. I just as a consulting, keep in mind,
So
as a
that probably
consulting
just
red
broke the
teamer, I have
application.
no reason to do this. Like, this is
See
just
what
not a
it
part of my
builds.
job. Whenever I do this, it's
If I
almost
do
always a
DeSaz,
CTF or it's a certification that I'm working
can
on.
probably
I've never had
find what
to
does
use
system.
GDB.
Or I
I've
thought
had to
we
use
could have.
Ghidra a couple of times on the job. But these are I just, it's not my area of expertise. If
You
I
just get
if I was
system
a
right here.
malware
So it's going
reverse
here.
engineer or an exploit developer, I would
What
use those
is
things more often, but
system?
I'm not. So that's just
410
differences.
E77.
It's not that I'm not interested in these things. It's that, there's only so much time to learn everything in the world.
Continue.
and my time has been
And
focused
we did not hit it
largely on
correctly.
learning what I need
But-
to do my job.
You know how to navigate through GDB, and you also know how to navigate through Burp Suite.
It's not that I
And
don't want to know how to do
what
this
we
stuff. I
found
certainly do.
was we could upload files.
Yeah, so you
Now,
can just now copy this request.
This file name is also potentially LFIable, or maybe it's not LFI, path traversal.
And we
So I'm
knew
going
for
to
a
do a
fact
bunch of
because we
dot
checked the source
slashes.
code.
And we're going to try root, SSH, authorize
You could have also overwritten
keys.
past Etsy past WD, but that might have broken some stuff. He's gonna write an
And what
SSH
we're
key just like
doing
I did.
is we want to put a key file here. So let's cat SSH. We can just generate a new one actually. SSH key gen -f Spooktrol cat spooktrol.pub. We can put this key there. Send it. And it says file upload successful. So let's chmod 600 spooktrol and try SSHing in. So SSH-I.
Remember, there were two
spooktrol
SSH
root at 10.129.
servers. One was in the Docker container.
What is it? 9642. And we don't get in, but we can try port 2222, that second SSH port. And of course, host key we have to clear. Try this again. Too many authentication failures. I did not.
So he authenticated to the
Do
box
port
before and
2222.
forgot about it, I think.
Yes.
Like before when he was
And
doing a
now
run
we
through
are
before he did
in
the video.
the
And forgot
application.
to remove it from the host key.
So we could get
Or the known host
user.text,
file.
which is just the flag. But the key piece to do is do enumeration of this. We can go into the C2 itself. And if we look at the database, so
what we did.
SQLite 3,
So,
SQL app.db.
If you're wondering why you would come straight here, why I immediately started looking for this, keep in mind Docker containers are specialized for a single purpose. The whole point of Docker is that you run a single application inside of it, and then the application has all of the dependencies it needs in a nice little isolated environment that doesn't clash with any other isolated environments. So one of the things you want to think about when you're inside of a Docker container is, what is the purpose of this Docker container? What is it doing? How is it potentially interacting with the host? So the first thing you want to evaluate is the application that it's running, like its purpose. There's going to be a single application usually that Docker container is supposed to run, and you want to investigate the purpose of that application and see if it interacts with the host at all. So that's why I immediately started looking for this. There's not going to be a whole lot else in the Docker container. You can also run deepce. If I had not found anything in the application itself, I would have run deepce to see if there are any container escapes possible.
We can do a .dump, and we see there's a bunch of things. So I think we can do .schema, and we can see what tables there are. So there's check-ins, tasks, and sessions. So if I do select star from sessions,
Yep.
we can see a bunch from Parrot. We have one from Spooktrol, so a different host name.
Same thing we saw.
We do select star from tasks.
I want to see if there's any other flags I missed.
We can
'Cause I was
see
just looking
a
for
bunch of
user and root
tasks,
like
some
always.
running Ippsec, but this one is root. So let's go back to check-ins real quick, or sessions, and we can see the ID matches. I had put that on my clipboard just before. So if I do select star from check-ins,
Okay. Yep.
and we can say, I think where session
Same stuff
is
we
equal
did.
to that. Does that work?
Well,
Yep.
we just selected
So this
all,
is the
but we
session
noticed,
with root, and we
we
can
noticed
see
that
every
this
2
session
minutes
was on the host.
it is checking in. So if I do select star from tasks, we can
we check
see
the tasks.
we have the incremental task ID, the session. I don't know what these two are.
Yeah.
It's running
that
who
was a
am
little
I,
bit
and we have
confusing.
the result.
Yeah.
So what I want
The
to
last
do
thing was the
is,
result. We definitely wanted an empty
let's
string
see.
for that.
I wonder if I can do schema tasks like that. So now it just says what each thing is.
Yep,
so
that's what we
ID, target, the status, the task, arg1, arg2, and result. So I'm going to do a .dump real quick to make this easy. And we probably don't want check-ins. Or if I can do .dump tasks. Yep. So what I did there is .dump because it's going to give me this whole syntax. So I'm going to insert something into tasks. And I'm going to do the next ID because it's incremental, so 21. The session, I want to get the session that I don't know. That's this guy. This is root and hex, I believe. And then 0, this is status. And only things that have a result
I think it was 0
have a
and
1
1 that
here,
worked.
right? Look, this doesn't have a result, and that's 0. No
Okay,
result,
so yeah,
0.
the chat
So
was correct
upon
in
the post
identifying
of
that.
it returning data, status is 1. So this is like, is the task done or not, right? So we want to leave that 1. Or we want to leave that 0. We want to leave the task as 1. And we want to send a reverse shell. So I'm going to do --c, --i, and we probably need double
Yep.
quotes here.
Exactly what we did.
--i, dev
He's fancy
TCP
and knows it
10,
by heart.
10, 14, 8,
Ew, look at
9001.
me, I'm Ippsec. I know,
So
I know the
one.
best one-liner by heart.
And we
I'm
can
the
see
best
if this
hacker ever.
works. So I'm going to nclvnp 9001, insert that into tasks, exit, or control D to exit, date, and it runs every 2 minutes. So it's going to
I'm
run
still
in about 90
copy-pasting it out.
seconds.
I don't care.
So we're going to pause the video and we'll see if we get a hit. Actually, let's see. Sleep. Let's do 50. I want to make sure I'm recording when that finishes. So I'm going to pause the video and we'll see what happens. The sleep command has finished. If I do date, we have about 9 seconds left until the moment of truth. If we get a shell, 5 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And there it is.
And we have a shell, and now we are root on the host operating system. So if I do hostname here,
Is there
it's Spooktrol.
another fucking flag that I
Hostname here,
missed?
it's Spook2.
Oh,
so
this is,
that
that's the
is
extra
the box
content.
doing it the reverse
Okay.
engine.
We know the LFI way. He's just gonna now go through the LFI way. We already did that.